Hello. Yesterday was the anniversary of the death in 1731 of Daniel Defoe, and today is the anniversary of the publication of his most famous novel, Robinson Crusoe. Daniel Defoe lived at a time of enormous turbulence. His own childhood in London saw the Great Plague, which killed thousands of people, and the fire of 1666 burnt down virtually all the properties in the area where he and his parents lived. Just his own house and two others remained standing. And his mother died when he was about 10. And then in adult life, he had enormous problems with money all his life. He was in the debtor's prison for a considerable period, and he's also engaged in some high-level politics. He was a spy on behalf of William III, and on one occasion a pamphlet that he wrote satirizing government policy led him to be put on trial for sedition and put in a pillory until he was able to pay the rather huge fine that the judge imposed. He had a difficult and challenging life, no doubt having to learn to deal with lows as well as the successes of some of his writing. It's interesting then that when you get to Robinson Crusoe, one of the first things that Robinson Crusoe does on the island, where he is due to be stranded for 28 years according to the story, was to write a list. And on the one side of the list he wrote all the things that were negative, and on the other the positive things, so that, for example, on one side was the fact that he had virtually no clothing with him, but on the other side was the fact that actually the climate was quite warm, and then on the negative side the fact that he hadn't got any food that survived with him, but on the other side the fact that the island was rich with fruits and other sources of nourishment. And so he balances all the bad things with something good, and works out that actually he's not too badly off after all. It struck me as not an unhelpful way of approaching life when we're feeling a little bit low, that things are getting on top of us. Maybe sometimes writing a list of the things that are hard for us, but making sure that we balance that with remembering all the things that work for us, all the ways in which our lives are blessed, because often that more positive way of looking at things has to be forced out of us, because our more natural inclination is to think how badly off we are. But if we do sit down and work it out, we can often find there are an enormous number of things that are going our way and which can bring us a blessing rather than struggle.